Allie Buckman, founder of the Potomac Bead Company here, and I wanted to show you guys a really simple, easy to start with, easy to do necklace with mother of pearl and some silk cording. So you can do these as long necklaces that you can wrap multiple times around your neck. You can do them as a necklace that you can actually tie almost like a bolo style in front of your neck, which is what I did with this one here. Just made a long cord, kept it kind of fun at the end, had the knots, and you'll be able to continue on leaving some spaces. You can do them close up, you can group them, have them individually. You can see here that it's really fun and easy to do. In addition to the idea of making it long and knotting it, if you want to do so about 40 inches, that way you can wear it long as one strand, or you can double it up around your neck as two. What I'm going to show you guys is just one more step from that. I'm going to be knotting one strand lengthwise, and then I'll be tying a loop coming back, and we'll do a double stranded necklace. I've decided to do some bright colors of mother of pearl in the green squares and then the pink rounded discs, along with some silk cording. If you need any of the materials for this, below the video there is a publish date which says when the video was published. If you click on that little down arrow that says show more, we'll give you links to some of these items online as well. I'm going to close off and have the necklace be joined by one of our new faceted table cup buttons. Size 6, size 8, or size 10 silk will work and fit through most of these beads. Some gemstones, if you want to use, you may have a hard time getting 10 through, so I would stick to a size silk of 6 or 8. The nice thing with this silk is that it's on a card and it has a needle already attached. If you do want to knot between every single bead and you do want to make it 40 inches, you are going to run low on silk. However, if you do want to keep it a little bit more whimsical and have those spacing between, knot in between each, or group even up here, you can do that and you'll have plenty of thread left for that necklace. So to get started, I wanted to show you guys the silk cording. So the silk cording itself, again, I'm using size 8. This is Griffin beading silk, which is made in Germany. And you're going to take the whole thing off the cord. The cord itself is attached to a needle, and this is silk cord. And what I'm going to do is you can rip the end of the actual little spool thing here. I like to keep it in case I have any extra, because then I like to keep it on the card so I know what size it is. So you're going to take your thread completely off your cord and kind of straighten out your needle there. And it's just a piece of twisted wire. And we're going to take the cording off. Go ahead and take your whole cording off the card. Some people will then stretch the silk, that they'll hang kind of weights to the bottom of it. For this design in this necklace, it doesn't matter. If I was doing a traditional knotted pearl necklace, then yes, but I wanted to keep this, again, one of those beginner projects that anybody can do just with 2 strands of bead and some silk thread. If you want to, again, you can add a button as well, which I'll be doing. So I have the silk off. And I'm just going to kind of straighten it out a little bit between my fingers, just running it through. And again, I took the whole thing off the cord. And I have that needle then that I'm straightening out. Go ahead and take scissors or a pair of pliers, and you're going to get your beads off your strand. And then we'll get ready to go ahead and start with our whimsical pattern. I have almost that fun summer colors of that almost Lily Pulitzer look with the green and the pink that I'll be going ahead and getting ready to knot. The first thing I'm going to do is go to the end of the thread where the needle is not connected, and we're simply going to leave about 2 inches and tie a knot. I'm not thinking too much. The idea of this project is your knots do not need to be super close to the beads. They can float around. You can leave some spacing in between and have it be really freeform. Again, great beginner project. So I'm leaving 2 inches of thread at the end, and eventually we will tie that on to the thread end that is going to house our button. So to begin, I'm going to think this is the back of my neck. So if you're working with 2 different strands of beads, like these 2 mother of pearl strands, I'm going to use one of the discs in the back because the disc itself is a little bit smaller. So it's going to be a little bit more comfortable around the back of the neck. After the disc, I'm going to tie a knot. So there's a beading awl that you can use that you can kind of pull through and make your knot. Again, don't overthink it. The way that I think it is that I make my knot, And you can just slowly, I'm actually better when I do it quickly, but you can just kind of slowly pull that knot and push it against your bead as you slowly pull. You're pushing, I usually use my fingernail and almost push against the bead as I tie that knot. And again, for this design, it does not need to be super close to the bead. I like the bead to be playful and spin around and have a little bit of that extra space. If you do want to do something like this with pearls and you want to knot them closely, go ahead and watch one of our other knotting videos. Just like the design piece, an example piece, I'm not going to measure between the strands. Again, we're doing a nice whimsical piece. I'm going to tie another overhand knot. I'm just bringing the cord through. So I'm just here at that end. I'm going to leave a little bit of space between my beads. Give a nice tight pull after each knot. It's a lot of cording to pull through as you get started. And then you can add a first green bead if you want. Push that the whole way. You can hear that cording pulling through the whole way next to my bead. And I'm going to tie my knot, pulling that cording through. The end's going to come through there. And again, I get nice and close. Just kind of hold that knot right next to the bead and pull it. Then I'm going to do another space between my beads. Doing my first knot around here. And leaving, you can estimate about the same amount. You can leave more, you can leave less. And now I'm going to I actually had Anna do the example piece for this. It was a little break from her work day. And I'm going to group up, like she did, 3 of my pink beads, putting them onto my needle. And you can see how easy it is to use this silk because it has that nice needle already attached to it. It makes it really, really convenient to use. And I'll push these on here then. When you are pushing the beads on, if you have beads that are a little bit tighter around the cord and getting over that hump of the needle, always pull the thread and don't pull the needle, because what you're going to end up doing actually is you can sever that place basically where that big-eyed twisted needle is connected. So you always want to pull the cord and not the cord and the needle. From here, I'll continue on, and I'm going to make this necklace 2 strands. I'm going to make both strands hang between about 16 and 17 inches, so it gives it a layered effect rather than one higher, one lower. And I'm just eyeballing the space because it is going to be those 2 strands sitting next to one another. I don't want a ton of cording, but I also like that layering look. So again, you can see kind of the speed here at which you can do these necklaces. It's actually quite quick. Pulling through. And I'm showing you that quickness of how I do the knotting. And actually, just like the sample 2, I'm going to go ahead now into 2 green ones right next to one another. And keep in mind, I started out with 2 16-inch strands. So I have 32 inches of beads to play with. I'm not going to be using all of them for my actual necklace. If you want, you can do a little pair of earrings along with them. You could glue these discs on, or some of them if you wanted to do a glue on. And I have 2 on there, then I'll do another knot. You're just going to continue this, that whole first 16 or 17 inches if you do want to do a long piece and you just want to double it up or have the option to tie it like the sample pieces. Go ahead and do it for about 40 inches. If you have a slightly smaller head, you can do it a little bit shorter if you don't want it to hang as long. And again, no rhyme or reason to my pattern. I'm just knotting as I pick them up. Sometimes I'll knot between each of the beads and pick up 2 beads, pick up 3 beads. Again, we want to be whimsical and think about the different beads and the design as we're working with it. And this is one of those easy projects that are a great gift idea or an easy thing for new beginners to try out. Again, you don't need to knot the beads super tight. Knotting is one of those things that the more you do it, the easier it becomes to do and the more comfortable you get with actually doing the knots. So I'm going to continue again on here with the design, just at random, and I'm going to continue for a total of about 16 inches, and then I'll show you how we're going to make the loop and come back adding a second strand and then tie on the button in order to make it a double-stranded necklace. Once you have your necklace to your desired length, and again I have mine at about 16 or 17 inches, what I'm going to do is make a loop for my button to sit inside of. I have the thread, the silk cording, right after my last bead, which again I ended with 2 of the smaller beads, and I'm literally doubling the cord over. I'm not going to overthink it. I am tying just a regular double knot. So I'm going to take those 2 cords, twist it over one another, and just tie a knot, pulling the loop through the knot. So I doubled the cord over, made a knot, and I'm just going to pull the loop through the knot. I don't want the loop to be so big that the button's going to fall off, but I'm just going to give a nice tight pull and tighten that up, and you'll see that extra cording go. You want to make sure that your button does fit through your loop and that it doesn't have, again, a lot of room to play, and that you have it nice and tight so you can see that I'm pulling it. So simple. Now what we're going to do is go back the opposite way and knot as long as well. When you're knotting along the opposite way, you may want to kind of hold the other one there. If you're going to do it a distance apart from one another, you'll leave this one hang down about 2 inches further. I'm going to, again, keep in mind that I'm doing them layered, one over top of the other. So as I pull back here, I'll probably put a green one here and another green one here, so that way my colors kind of alternate on the second strand. So I'm to the end of my necklace here, and I have my 2 strands that are equal in length. And as I lined them up, I kind of made them so where there is green on one strand, there's pink on the other, and so forth. So you kind of lay them down next to one another, you can see that kind of alternating pattern. As I get to the end, right at the beginning, remember I left about 2 inches of thread, 1.5 inches to 2 inches. As I get to the end, I'm going to take those 2 pieces that are together left. The one piece is long. I could actually have done another strand too if I wanted to. And again, I'm not overthinking it. I'm just tying an overhand knot. So I'm tying the 2 ends or the 2 sides together. And I'm not gonna put it right next to the beads. I'm gonna let it sit off the beads a little bit. The shorter strand, which is my starting strand, I'm gonna let sit there. Now I'm gonna take my table cut button. I'm going to go up through the back of the button, so I have that pink on the outside. The pink is also going to run through as I go down to the bottom, and you'll see the pink silk on the inside of the button. And I could have used a green one, and I could have used green silk, could have changed it up a little bit. Then I'm going to take that thread end that's there and tie the 2 cords together. And the knot is just going to disappear right behind the back of the bead. If you want to, you can grab pliers, give a nice tight yank, tight pull. You can do another knot. You can take some super new glue and dab that on. If you're new to beading and you don't have any of that, you can also take a little bit of clear nail polish and dab that on there. So if you want to, you can dab your super new glue right behind the button there. Let that dry a little second. Then take your wire cutters, thread burner, scissors. Again, this is a nice foolproof project. And just cut down on the extra ends. Take that extra cording back to your card and wrap around your card. You never know when you might need that little end. Again, I could have also gone for this 16-inch, 17-inch necklace and done another strand the whole way through. Once I put it on, then the button will go right through the loop that I've created. And that button can sit to the back, or you can even do it to the side since it's nice and pretty, that it'll sit actually to the side of the necklace and be part of the design. So that's another little key as well. So again, I could take these 2 beads and make some stud earrings with them. You have enough beads left over if you're doing a simple design like I did to actually make a bracelet as well. Again, all it is, 1 package of silk cording, 2 strands of beads, and then if you want to, you can button it up, or you can again keep it nice and long, all as one piece. Tie a knot in the back. You can see some calmer colors with some neutral threads, or some fun summer design as well. So again, this is one of those great kind of get you into beading and what do you do with some of the beads that you thought you would never use maybe. Simple, simple, simple. You just need a scissors, silk cording, and your 2 strands of beads. Again, if you need any of the materials to do this simple knotted necklace, you can go back to the beginning of the video where I listed out the materials that I would be using, like the mother of pearl and the 6 or size 8 beading cord. And also, if you would want a faceted cup button to add a little bit of flair to that, you can do that as well. As always, I thank you so much for watching, and if you want to get regular updates from us on the different videos that we do, the different designs that we make for you, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel and you'll get regular updates then when I post new videos on things like new beads, like our latest bead, the Storm Duo bead. You'll get new video ideas and content as well as designs, like one of the most recent videos, which was a fun little English garden bracelet, and really a variety of beading and tools and tips to help you along the way, especially if you are a new beader. I love to get people addicted and help you make your own jewelry. In addition to that, you can stay connected with us by shopping at potomacbeads.com and potomacbeads.eu. You can also join us on Facebook and Instagram. Check out our designs there, some of these different looks for summer, some of the different color palettes on Pinterest, and different social media outlets as well. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have fun creating and enjoy the season and making this fun, simple, simple knotted necklace.